Every time people ask me about what course am I learning, I answer fashion design. They will be then like, oh, designing only? I will try to explain that I do know how to make up a garment, and they will be like so surprisingly, oh, you also know how to sew and you learn? Yes, as students of fashion design, the future designer, we all learn making up a garment. But it is not only design and sewing. Before we come to a collection, we will get inspired by certain topics, things, environments, and anything that will inspire us. The inspiration is the starting point, and the point that make you apply onto your garment. Transform your inspiration message onto a code, a collection. I start to get more idea. I collect images that related to the design concept. Brainstorming, idea developing, merging image, transform elements, and all happen in your sketchbook. Idea development can be also in 3D form. We call it as sampling. All this sampling might not be all used in your design, but it is the process of transforming the idea and show your idea development and progress of your designing stage. Sampling is interesting and make your idea into 3D. Then sketching, a non-stop sketching, ton of idea jump out and sketch. Designing garment, apply your sampling, your developed elements onto your sketching. 25 sketches, 50 sketches, and even 100 sketches bring more ideas. Coloring and pick a suitable color palette to suit your collection to make it outstanding, contrasting, stunning, and try different versions of colors matching onto your collection and pick the favorite. Designers need to know about fabrications to ensure that your design match up with the fabrication. And the flow, creating the movement lightweight as the fabrication for my collection. And to sew up a garment is not easy. You will need to drape on paper or mannequin, and cutting the fabric is also important step that need to be careful to not damage your fabric and ensure the cutting line is accurate, and then only proceed to the sewing section. We measure, calculate with pins to ensure the seam align, not moving, not running off, and pick the right needles, tension, stitching line, and thread. As detailed as possible to ensure the designer produce outstanding and high quality garment. Sew up a garment not mean that we come to the end. Toiling is then another important step to double check your cutting, fitting part, size, effect of the design that you want. It will take time, and it can be more than one time of toiling fitting, but it could not be skipped. After a successful final fitting, designer will then able to proceed to final garment sewing process. Not all the garment is sewing by machine. Some part can be also with handmade. Some of the detailing take time and patience to come up with the final best result, and designer create it with care, with heart, and with a belief to transform their mind onto the garment. And as a fashion designer students, we not only learn about design, we learn about sewing, construction part, and we also learn about branding onto the design, market the product. We create our own brand label, also another achievement on ourselves. The collection born after the long time creating with patience of the designer, then the last part will be presenting to the audience about designer work. Photo shooting will be the last part that help to present the work to the public. Shooting can be as detailed as to match up the collection concept from the background, makeup, hairstyle are all important to suit the collection or the garment. Posing also can be affecting the look of the garment, so it needs to match up the collection overall feelings to bring out the most accurate message of the collection to the audience and publics. So fashion design is not only about design. It also a channel to let the designers send out their mind, their own message to the public through a collection.